Hello everyone, today I will start first chapter in optics. Okay, so this is the first chapter of optics, spherical mirrors. So in this chapter we will study about spherical mirrors. Basically, spherical mirrors are two types. Number one, spherical mirror is a part of a hollow sphere. Okay, very small part, very small part of a hollow sphere. And the types of spherical mirror are concave and convex. Okay, these two types of spherical mirrors are exist. So in this topic we will start about these two types of spherical mirror. So just look at here. First I'm going to discuss all the parts of spherical mirrors. So this is a concave mirror. Okay, this is called concave mirror. And just look at here. So here I am showing all this. This is the principal axis where P point, F point and C point, all the points lie on this axis. So this is our principal axis of this mirror. Okay, and P is the P point. P point is called pole of this mirror. F point is called principal focus point. Okay, and this is our C, which is called C point is called center of curvature. That means this mirror is the part of a sphere, right? And this C indicates center of this sphere. Clear? So now so all these points. Now PC is called this length, that means P to C, this is called radius of curvature. Okay, PF is called focus length of this mirror. Okay, that means distance between pole and focus point is called focal length of this mirror. And the axis where all points like C, P, F lie is called principal axis. Okay, now here if all the rays which are parallel to each other, that means if parallel rays which are parallel to principal axis is incident on this mirror, then after reflection all rays passing through this focus point, and that focus point is called principal focus point. That means if light rays or beams which parallel to principal axis, that means if light rays parallel to principal axis, then after reflection it should be passing through this focus point, and that focus point is called principal focus. If light rays which are parallel to each other but not parallel to principal axis, like this, if we take another example, this is our concave mirror. This is our concave mirror and this is principal axis. This is P point, this is F, and this is our C point. So if we take rays, just look at here, all the rays, are parallel to each other but not parallel to principal axis. Okay, then after refraction all these rays meet another point, like this. After refraction all the rays meet another point This point is called secondary focus point. This point is called secondary focus point. Okay. At this point, the secondary focus point lie on the this is lie on the focus, that means this is lie on the focal plane. Okay, so if we assume a plane which is perpendicular on this principal axis, and all the focus point like principal focus lie on this midpoint of this focal plane, and obviously secondary focus is also lie on this plane, and this plane is called focal plane. So focal plane, the plane perpendicular to the principal axis and passing through the principal focus of the mirror is called focal plane of the mirror. Okay. Now relation between focal length and radius of curvature of spherical mirror. So now I am going to prove relation between focal length, that means PF, and radius of curvature, that means PC. Just look at here. I am taking a okay, I forget this part. Just look at here. Just look at here. This is convex mirror, right? So this is convex mirror, and for convex mirror, focus point and center of curvature, both points are virtual points because all these lie behind the mirror. But for concave mirror, you can see focus point, radius of center of curvature, all these points lie in front of this mirror, so all are real point. Okay, but for this all are virtual points, that will be F and C, both are virtual point. So here you can see if rays incident on this mirror which are parallel to each other and which are also parallel to principal axis, then we know all the rays meet at focus point after reflection, right? So you can see here all the points should be meet. You have to draw like this. First connect focus point and this incident point and extend this. Again join these 2 points and extend this. So just look at here, all the reflected lights meet at the focus point, that means meet behind the mirror. So convex mirror always formed virtual image, and concave mirror can form virtual and real, both type of mirror, but only one condition it can form virtual, but other all the situation it always form real inverted image. Okay, so this is all time formed real inverted image, but for only one condition it can form virtual image, but it's always formed virtual image. So this is M1 M2 concave mirror. Okay, and just one light beams incident on this mirror at point A, and after reflection you can see here this light beams, that means OA light beams parallel to principal axis. So we know if light ray parallel to principal axis and after reflection it passing through focus point. So you can see here AB is the reflected refracted light which is passing through F point, right? So here this is our normal. Just look at here, this is normal. AC is normal. Okay, so that means angle between incident ray and normal is called incident angle, which is I, and reflected angle means angle between reflected ray and normal. So this is our R. And we know from second law of reflection, incident angle equals to reflected angle, right? So I equals to R. Now in this triangle, just look at here, this triangle ACF. So in ACF triangle, just look at here, in ACF triangle, OA parallel to PC, just look at it, OA parallel to PC, right? That, and if we take AC is a transverse, then these two angles are alternating angle, right? Alternating angle. Okay, so and we know alternating angles are equal. That means if this one is I, then it's also I. So if this angle is I, then from this triangle we will get these two angles are equal, because this angle is I and this angle is R, and we know I equals to R from reflection law, right? So that means we can write ACF equals to CAF angle. So just look at here, that means this triangle is a isosceles triangle, and for isosceles triangle we know these two sides should be equal. That means we can write FC equals to FA or AF equals to FC. Due to very small aperture, here we are assuming that this is the very small part of a larger sphere, right? So that's why the aperture of this mirror is very small. So that's why due to very small aperture, AF almost near equals to PF. That means these two points that means A point near or very close to P point. Okay, they are very close to each other. P point and A point are very close to each other. So due to this assumption, we can write AF almost equals to PF. So PF equals to FC equals to half PC we can write. That means AF equals to R by 2. AF means focal length, which is PF, and R means radius of curvature, which is R. Okay, PC equals to R. Okay. Next I am proving this same formula by using convex mirror. This is convex mirror and this is concave mirror, right? So by using concave mirror, just look at here, one rays incident which is parallel to principal axis incident at O point. OA is a incident light which is parallel to principal axis, and after reflection is passing through the focus point. Just look at here, this is a reflected ray and this is the normal, right? Always normal passing for spherical mirror, always normal passing through center of curvature. Just remember this point always. Okay, so just connect incident point with C point and extend this. This is your normal. So this is incident angle and this is reflected angle, and we know this is equals to I equals to R from reflection, law of reflection. Now just look at here, these two lines, that means CN lines, this line straight line and BF straight line intersect at point A. That means these two angles are opposite angle, right? So if this is R, then this is also R. Now if we take, you can see here AO line parallel to PC, right? And if we take, this is our transverse, that means CN. If we take CN is transverse, then look at here, these two angles are called corresponding angle, and we know corresponding angles are equal for parallel lines. So these two angles are equal. That means if this angle is I, then it's also I. Okay, So here I am writing NAO angle equals to ACF. Both are corresponding, that's why equal. So ACF equals to I because NAO equals to, we know I. This is the incident angle. Now I equals to R, we know. So CAF equals to, we can write ACF. That means these two angles are equal because we know I equals to R. Now triangle ACF is an isosceles triangle. That means AF equals to CF. That means, just look at here, AF equals to CF. These two sides, if in this triangle, if these two angles are equal, then this is the isosceles triangle. That means this side equals to that side. So now again the assumption is due to very small aperture of mirror, AF almost equals to PF. That means A and P point very close to each other. So from this assumption we can write PC equals to 2PF. That means F equals to half into R. Okay. Next topic is mirror formula for convex mirror. Okay. So here I am going to prove mirror formula by using convex mirror. Just wait for 1 minute. I'm really sorry. First I'm going to discuss this one. Mirror formula by using. First I am going to discuss mirror formula for concave mirror. Then after this I will discuss mirror formula by using convex mirror also. Okay. So just look at here. This is the concave mirror, right? M1 is the concave mirror, and this is our object O dashed. Here I am taking two rays from O dashed point. Now, this ray is parallel to principal axis. This ray incident parallel to principal axis, and after reflection passing through focus point. We know about that, right? So AO dashed is incident ray and AI dashed is a reflected ray. Now another light beams which is passing through C point. C is a center of curvature, right? So any rays passing through C point, then after reflection it cannot change its path. It's after reflection, it's coming from same path. So just look at here, this is our incident ray, and after reflection it's coming through along this same path. That means it's also passing through. That means if incident ray is passing through center of curvature, then after reflection it's also passing through center of curvature. So these two reflected rays meet at this point, right? That means I dashed is represent image of O dashed point. Then just take a perpendicular line. That means this is indicate image of O dash. That means I dashed I indicate image of O dashed O object. So this is our image of this object, and you can see here this image is a real image. Why? Because in this case reflected lights are actually meet, or we can say that all light beams, that means reflected light beams are actually meet. That's why this is our real image. Okay, and real image always inverted. So just look at here, I dashed is a real inverted image of O dashed object. Let us draw perpendicular in from A on the principal axis. Just take a perpendicular. This is our construction. So this is the perpendicular which is coming from A point, and perpendicular on principal axis. Okay, so AN is perpendicular on principal axis. Here in triangle O dash C and I dash C, just look at here, O dash C, that means this triangle, and I dash C, that means this triangle. So these two triangles you can see here similar. Why? Because this angle is 90 degree and this angle is also 90 degree, and these two angles are opposite angles, that's why equal. So in these two triangle you can see here this angles equals and this angles are also equal. That means two angles are equal in this two triangle, and that means from AA rules, angle rules, we can say that these two triangles are similar triangle. And we know the laws about similar triangle, or we can say we know the properties about similar triangles. So just look at here, we know corresponding sides, ratio of corresponding sides are equal for similar triangle. So here I am taking OO dashed equals to I dashed. Why? Because this OO dashed is the opposite side of this angle, and I dashed is the opposite side of this angle, and these two angles are equal. So you have to take all these sides. So OO dashed by I dash should be equal to, if this angle is equal to this angle and this one is equals to this one, then this angle should be equals to that one, right? So we have to take opposite side of this angle, which is CO, and opposite side of this angle, which is IC. So OO dashed by I dashed equals to CO by IC. This is equation 1. Next we have to take I dashed F and NAF. I dashed F, I dashed F, that means this triangle, and NAF, this triangle. Just look at here, in this two triangle, these two angles are opposite angles, and this one is 90 degree and this one is also 90 degree. That means these two triangles are also similar triangle, right? So we have to take NF by IF. Just look at here, NF by IF. Why? Because this angle should be equals to this angle, and NF is the opposite side of this angle, and IF is the opposite side of this angle. So NF by IF equals to NA by II dashed. NA by II dashed. Why? NA is the opposite side of this angle, and I dash is the opposite side of this angle. These two angles are equal, right? So we always take ratio of sides which are equal, which are opposite sides of equal angles between these two triangles. So here NF by IF